It's the weekend here at Muscle in the Morning, and I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, March 2nd, 2018. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. The way it looks right now, it's probably going to be a three-horse race heading down the home stretch for the Women's Physique Miss International title. And that means there are going to be a lot of eyes glued on early favorite Shanique Grant. Now that we're only hours away from her taking the stage for the biggest contest of her pro career, you have a lot of people openly wondering whether or not this will be the first in a line of long major titles for the 20-something superstar. On paper and in photos, Grant has looked like a serious force to be reckoned with, but without any real experience competing at a show of this magnitude, it's still anyone's guess whether or not she'll be ready to assume the mantle. But if everything ends up playing out the way I've seen some people predicting, this could finally be a lights-out, game-over performance from Grant that her fans have been waiting for very patiently. If you haven't been paying attention to what's been going on in the men's physique division over the last year or so, then you don't know what you've been missing. Because a guy by the name of Ferguson has been running through the schedule and collecting wins like it's nobody's business. Less than 2 weeks removed from starting his year off with a monster performance down at the Shuru Classic in Medellin, Colombia, the red-hot Ferguson is heading into Columbus looking to avenge last year's runner-up finish. Coming back to Ohio after what he's done since last season has to really light a fire under this guy, because outside of here and the Olympia, he's been flat-out unbeatable across the board. So if he can pull it all together to hit one monster shot out of the park, you have to think that he stands as good a shot as anyone to walk out of there with a W in his back pocket. For a long time now, I've said that luck and momentum are the two biggest factors in any sport that you really just can't account for. And now that he's only a few days away from the biggest contest of his career, third-year Classic Physique pro Garrot Coelho seems like he's probably hoping for a little bit of both to break his way. Wednesday, we saw the Coelho camp release a handful of update photos from their current prep to give their fans a sneak peek at what they've been bringing to the table to start the season. With the depth and quality that we're going to have at the top of this lineup, it's going to take a whole lot of fight to earn a top 10 spot here this weekend. But if he can manage to walk that tight line between conditioning and fullness just right, I think he might have an outside shot to move his way up to a spot near the first call-out. I always like to think of myself as a details-oriented guy, and from where I'm sitting, 212 All-Star Samir Troudi is all about the details right now. Earlier this week, the Trudy camp released their last pre-show leg training video, where we catch a glimpse of what the big man is doing to carve in a few more last-minute details before hopping on stage to square off in the biggest event of his career. Last season, we saw a seriously improved Trudy come in and leave an impression with two big performances at the Charlotte and New York Pro shows. But now that he'll be sharing the stage with some of the best to ever do it at the 212 level, let's see if Sammy Troudi 3.0 is ready to step up to the challenge. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.